You know that feeling on a routine flight, right? You just want to get from point A to point B. But what if one of those totally ordinary trips turned into a moment you'd never, ever forget? Well, that's exactly what happened on one flight. And it all started with a simple announcement from the captain.
So let's meet Eleanor. For her, flying was pretty much second nature. This trip felt no different from the dozens she'd taken before. It was just another flight. You know the drill. Buckle in, pop in your headphones, and watch the clouds go by.
It's that whole familiar ritual, isn't it? You hear the click of the seatbelt, the low hum of the cabin. You glance out the window. For Eleanor, everything was unfolding exactly as it always did, perfectly normal. But then, a small, routine sound kind of broke through the quiet. A sound that on this particular day was about to change absolutely everything. It's that sound we all know. That little crackle of the intercom right before the pilot starts talking. Usually we just tune it out. But for Eleanor, this time, well, it was different. So just imagine her sitting there, maybe half listening, when a voice comes over the speakers. And it's not just any voice. It's a voice she knows by heart, one she'd recognize anywhere. But the cockpit of her plane? That's got to be the last place on Earth she ever expected to hear it. The pilot was her grandson, James. Get this. He'd been a commercial pilot for 2 years, and he had secretly traded shifts with another pilot, moving his whole schedule around, just for the chance to be the one flying his grandmother that day. And the best part? She had absolutely no clue. And then, over the intercom for everyone to hear, he just said her name. In that one single moment, in front of a whole plane full of strangers, Eleanor's world just stopped. Her hands flew to her mouth, and you could just see the shock and the emotion wash over her face. What started as this incredibly personal surprise, well, it couldn't stay private for long. I mean, you're on an airplane. Her shock and her joy started to ripple outwards, and pretty soon, everyone on board was in on it. And we're not talking about just a few people noticing. There were 140 passengers on that flight, and just like that, they all became part of this incredible family moment. Complete strangers, all united by this one beautiful surprise.
You could literally feel the mood in the cabin shift. First, as people started to figure out what was happening, this complete hush fell over the plane. It was this moment of collective awe. And then it just erupted. Smiles everywhere, people started tearing up. It was just this incredible wave of happiness for a woman they didn't even know.
But the surprise wasn't over yet. Nope. As the plane touched down in Chicago, the most emotional part of the entire journey was actually still to come. So after the plane taxied to the gate, there he was. Captain James, her grandson, walked right out of the cockpit in his full pilot's uniform, this huge, proud smile on his face, ready to finally see the special passenger he did all this for. And Eleanor, this 74-year-old woman, she stood up and started walking down that aisle. And the way she walked toward him, all those years just melted away. In that moment, he wasn't Captain James, the commercial pilot. He was just her boy. As they finally hugged there in the aisle, with everyone smiling all around them, she whispered this to him. "I always knew you'd take me somewhere special." Wow, just a simple sentence holding a whole lifetime of love. It just goes to show that the most memorable trips aren't always about the destination, are they? It's about these little moments of connection we find along the way. It really makes you wonder, what's the most thoughtful surprise you've ever planned or been a part of? We would love to hear your story.